All righty. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Robert.
Very good.
Kathy, are you able to talk, or is this your phone number, 995-4902?
You hear me now?
Oh. Kathy, you'll need to turn the sound off on your computer.
What do I need to do, Alan?
I think you need to turn the sound speakers all the way off on your computer so it doesn't get feedback.
Is that better?
That's much
Oh,
better.
much better.
All right. Oops, where'd you go? Hi, Melissa. No fun.
Are you talking, Fawn?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. I gotta get my computer off and stuff.
Fawn, you got your oath of office form?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
So is there a way on here that I can see everybody?
There you can adjust the video view up. I think in your should be your top right. There's like a view button. You can change to gallery, or it'll automatically adjust to who the speaker is, I think.
You just got big. So we're still missing Lisa and Aaron?
Yep.
Did you guys all survive Halloween and the like third full moon or?
Yeah, everything's good here. It's been super busy at City Hall today.
I bet. Well, yeah, they're voting down there too today, right?
Yep. There's been lines out the door pretty much all day.
Wow. I never even received anything in the mail, and I've been registered since I was 18. I had to re-register today.
Really?
Yeah. My husband nor I got anything in the mail for it.
You're not the only one I've heard say that.
Yeah, there's a couple people there doing that, and we all had to sign up again. I haven't changed any addresses or anything, so. So we don't have enough to call it, to start it, right? Okay.
Nope.
Hello, all. Welcome,
Hello.
Fawn.
Do we know if Erin was going to make it?
She was just texting me, so hopefully she'll be jumping on in a minute here.
Okay.
Hi, Kathy. We can't see you.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Alan and Melissa and Robert.
Hi.
Oh, here she is.
Okay,
There she is.
there it is.
Hello.
All right. So we'll go ahead and start. I'd like to thank everyone for viewing tonight's Planning Commission meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is 5 o'clock on November 3rd, 2020. As a reminder, if you are on Zoom meeting as a participant, please put yourself on mute unless you are speaking. We are currently live streaming this meeting on the city's YouTube channel and the Lake County PEG TV live stream YouTube channel. To begin, I'd like to ask our Madam Clerk if she could please take a roll call.
Sure. Commissioner Wilson,
Here.
Commissioner McCarrick,
Present.
Vice Chair Coker,
Present.
and Chair Davis.
Here. Thank you for that. For everyone that's present, if we can all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and if Commissioner Wilson would please lead us in that.
Yes, I pledge allegiance to my flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. While we are operating under the new meeting guidelines, I will explain our meeting procedures. Agenda items will be open for public comment before final action is taken via Zoom or email. Because we are operating in a virtual setting, I will call on my colleagues one at a time to speak. After commission deliberation, I will call for a roll call vote by the city clerk. Our first item of business is I'd like to have our city clerk, Melissa Swanson. She will administer the oath of office to the Planning Commission appointee, Fawn Williams.
Thank you, Chair Davis. Commissioner appointee Williams, will you please raise your right hand and repeat the oath of office as you have before you, then sign.
I, Fawn Williams, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the State of California, that I take this obligation freely, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Excellent. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Is there anyone on the Zoom meeting with us that wishes to speak and welcome Fawn? Any of our commissioners?
Glad to have you, Fawn. Congratulations.
Well, welcome, Fawn. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully someday we all get to meet in person. So we're going to proceed to the next item on the agenda. The next item is the determination of general plan consistency for the conveyance of property located at 15886 18th Avenue, known as Assessor Parcel Number 042-174-23. There is a recommendation that we adopt the resolution PC 2020-08, finding that the conveyance of the 0.12 acres of city property is consistent with the city's general plan and exempt from environmental review. City Manager Flora, if you could proceed with your staff report for us, please.
Thank you, Chair Davis. Actually, our assistant planner is going to present the staff report on this item.
All right, thank you.
All right, so we have two general plan consistency determinations on our agenda today. This first one is regarding the city's intent to sell their property at 15886 18th Avenue. It does have a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom house on it. We've had it since 2018 and it's remained unused. We'd like you guys to confirm that it's exempt from CEQA under the common sense exemption and determine whether or not you think it is in conformance with the general plan.
Okay, Commissioner Wilson, do you have any questions for staff on this item?
Just curious about we've had it since 2018, and is there a reason that we haven't tried to convey it sooner?
We should have. I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, we got it through a foreclosure from one of our housing programs, and yeah, we got some bids on what it was going to take to fix the property up a little bit, and recently decided to just put it on the market as is and try to get it back out there. So
Yeah, great. That's all. Thank you.
Commissioner McCarrick, do you have any questions?
No, thank you, Chair.
I'm sorry?
No, thank you. I'm good, Chair.
Okay. Commissioner Williams
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
and Vice Chair Coker, you have any questions?
I do not.
I'm good with it as well. So, Madam Clerk, are there any public comments on this agenda item?
I have not received any public comments, Chair Davis, and it doesn't look like anyone in the Zoom is raising their hand. So no, there is not.
Okay, so if there is no public comment, we will close that portion at this time. I'll now ask for the commissioners if there's any further comments for deliberation on the item. So if there's no further comments, I will go ahead and take a motion for our item 2.
Lisa will make a motion. I make the
And do I-
motion that we offer, I'm sorry, I don't know the right word, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Clearlake General Plan Consistency Determination GPCD 04-2020 of the disposition of property described as APN 042-174-230-000 1588-6 18th Avenue.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Wilson and a second by Commissioner McCarrick. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Wilson,
Yes.
Commissioner McCarrick,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes,
Vice Chair Coker,
Yes.
and Chair Davis.
Yes. Okay, the motion passes. Our next item is for determination of the general plan consistency for the conveyance of property located at 14885 Burns Valley Road. It consists of 6 parcels. Do you guys want me to read the AP number for the records? Okay.
I don't think you have to.
All right, so there is a recommendation for the adoption of Resolution PC 2020-09, finding that the conveyance of these 31.12 acres of city property is consistent with the city's general plan and exempt from environmental review. Do we have a staff report on this?
Yeah, so the city would like to purchase these 6 parcels on Burns Valley, Olympic, and Washington Street in order to develop it for a mixed-use project that involves residential, commercial, and recreational uses. It's zoned currently for residential and commercial. And we'd like the Planning Commission to make a determination of general plan consistency and CEQA exemption. Alan has a little bit more information on the mixed-use development if anybody had any questions on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could provide a little bit more background. The council will be considering approving a purchase and sale agreement later this week on this property. So I don't know if any of you have looked at that staff report, but there's sort of a multi-phase thing here. We're looking to sell, well, we're looking to sell the airport property or to get some development at the airport property, which means that we need to move our public works yard. So we've been looking for space for that. In addition, we're looking to sell the softball and baseball fields at Redbud Park and develop a hotel and retail development there. We think that'll be a real nice way to attract additional bass tournaments and provide amenities there as part of Redbud Park. So we need to build some new ball fields. And so we've been in negotiations with this property. So we would relocate public works yard there. We would develop new softball, baseball fields, hopefully some new soccer fields. There's a portion of the property that we're talking to a housing developer about doing an apartment development. And then the eastern portion of the property along Burns Valley Road would either be some type of recreational center or some additional retail development. So that's kind of the plan. And of course, we need to determine that it's consistent with the general plan in order to move forward with this project. But the only other thing I would throw in is this property was recommended by the Planning Commission to be rezoned as mixed use. And so, we think that zoning change would, bode well for the project that we have.
Commissioner Wilson, do you have any questions?
I love the idea of a rec center right next to the library. I think that's a really good juxtaposition and a great addition to that neighborhood. And I don't have any other questions.
Commissioner McCarrick?
Yeah, I did have a question there because I saw in the report that there was the potential of a teen center being put there. And that with the limited amount of cannabis zoning that is with the city right now, that whole front of Olympic is cannabis micro business zoned, which can't be within 600 feet of and potentially 1,000 feet, depending on how it's interpreted, of a rec center or a youth center. So I'm just curious if like existing cannabis properties or the potential to develop cannabis properties would be grandfathered in, or if there would be some sort of the plan would put it farther away. Because even the Olympic Plaza area is right on the border of 1,000 feet.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I don't think that if there was a rec center developed, that it would impact the ability to, it wouldn't impact the existing cannabis zoning. But I actually haven't measured that to look at those numbers. So, we'll have to do that. But I mean, so great question. Although I would say that for the action that we want from the Planning Commission tonight, like that's a little bit of a separate issue, but yeah, we'll have to look at that and make sure that we don't have any problems down the road.
Yeah, it's just like the comprehensive look at and especially where all these properties and not that I don't know how many takers there are. I'm bringing up the CB overlay zone again, but as the industry grows and creates jobs and does all that, it might not be a bad idea to look at that again, because it is a kind of a very interesting place to have those micro businesses.
Yeah.
So that's my only, again, just a concern or a point of record, but otherwise, it's a good place for that. Like Lisa said, next to Commissioner Wilson said, is next to the park at the library is a great idea.
Commissioner Williams?
I don't have any additional questions at this time.
Okay. And Vice Chair Coker?
I do have one question about the ballpark at Redbud. Wasn't that property donated to the city and also at the same time it could never be sold?
Not that I'm aware of, but if you have any information on that, you should pass it along to me so we can double check it.
Okay, yeah, I'll find out because I was under the impression that that was donated to the city without it ever being sold. So I'll look into it.
And I guess for me, my only concern as far as being in compliance with the plan was, again, the cannabis. If we're having ballparks and rec centers and stuff, that was my concern too, with where the existing cannabis area is. So you don't think that's, that you think that's a separate item that would not apply to what you're asking for this evening?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the general plan conformity is kind of a narrow thing that we have to do if before purchasing or selling any property and determine whether the transfer itself is in conformance with the general plan. I mean, it's kind of an odd thing because we have to talk about a little bit about the intended use as well to determine whether it's going to be in conformance or not. But I guess I would see it as, I mean, if there was a buffer problem, it would be more of an adjustment on, I mean, I don't think it's going to throw the whole property out of being able to do some type of recreational use there, but it may require us to perhaps adjust the location of some of those uses on that particular site. So, you know, I mean, I see it as a separate issue, but, you know, it's ultimately up to the commission. So.
I think it's a separate issue too. And I didn't mean to derail the conversation. I think that is an exciting use, but I know we're not voting on the use of it right now.
Okay. Is there any public comment? I'm sorry, Erin, did you have something?
I just had one more question, and then also, I do think that it is a little bit related, regardless of the use. If it was a multi-use, are you squishing out something that has been designated already, right? Is it being squished out? Is the cannabis zone being squished out by just having a broad multi-use when it wasn't, you know, hindsight, I should have brought this up when we did the planning, the larger planning zoning conversation. My bad. But then my other question was, if the development at the park by across from Austin Park is still happening. So if we're gonna have two hotel developments there, like at Redbud and at the one by Austin, just curious about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, so to address the hotel thing first, I mean, we think there's plenty of demand for quality rooms. In fact, we're also looking at a hotel development at the airport property. But I mean, so on the cannabis related issue, I mean, it sounds like you're specifically asking about, is approval of this type of development going to have an impact on the cannabis businesses? And I would say to that, it's not going to have an impact on those because, you know, that's designated already existing. If it's going to have an impact on anything, it would have an impact on the recreational use being allowed within the 600-foot boundary. I mean, I just did a quick measurement in our GIS, and I feel like it's not really going to have an impact, but you know, there is a little corner of the property that, you know, could be potentially a problem we'd have to stay away from, right on the far south eastern part there, just north of Safeway. But yeah.
Any other comments by commissioners? Okay, lost my place. Madam Clerk, are there any public comments?
If anyone on the Zoom participants would like to speak, please raise your hand. Seeing none, it looks like there aren't any public comments. Madam Chair.
Thank you. Okay, so we will go ahead and close the public comment period on this item now. And I would ask the commissioners if they have any further comments for deliberation on this item. And if there's no further comments, then I will ask if someone wants to make a motion on this.
I can't exit my full screen to see the document, so.
Yeah, I can't, I don't get it either.
If I may, Madam Chair,
Please.
I can read the proposed motion for the commission, and then one of the commissioners can so move.
That would be fine.
Great. So the recommendation is to adopt resolution PC 2020-09, finding that the conveyance of 31.12 acres of city property is consistent with the city's general plan and exempt from environmental review.
I so move.
And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Lisa.
Okay, I believe that was Aaron that made the motion, and a second by Lisa. If we can have a roll call?
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner McCarrick,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Coker,
Yes,
and Chair Davis.
Yes. Okay, the motion passes. Looks like we're on to city manager reports. Alan, do you have anything for us?
Sure, a few things. So we are working on a lot of different deals, probably both buying and selling. So expect to see more general plan conformity reports in your future. We do appreciate you being willing to do a special meeting, and we are going to do this at the regular meeting last week, because at that time we expected there to be a PSPS. Thought that would be a little difficult to hold virtually. So the former redevelopment agency oversight board approved our proposal to sort of buy out all the taxing entities for the former Piercefield airport property last week. And so the city's going to be paying about just over $203,000 to the school district and other taxing entities to have full control of that property in the future. So that's kind of an exciting development as we move forward. I think I mentioned last time about our homestead housing program. Council's approved that. We're working on the final sort of marketing package on that right now. We'll be rolling that out. So we have to share that with folks who may be interested in building a new house in Clearlake. The city council will be talking about the zoning ordinance again on Thursday, and hopefully finally approving that. They've talked about it once so far, and largely the discussion centered around tiny homes and what to do there. That's one of the main things that they're have been grappling with. So we'll see how that goes later this week. We will be having a couple of use permits coming up in the not too distant future. We had application for a muffler shop, and I guess, well, we've had 2 applications for cannabis related businesses and probably one more coming soon. And I guess that's about the only sort of applications that we have. Oh, right. So Classy Cakes closed down. And so there's another food related business that's They haven't actually submitted their application yet, right? They just did, okay. So Marcel's Bakery that has locations in Lakeport and on the North Shore, they're wanting to open up there, and the reason they need a use permit is they're determined to put a drive-through in at that location, and so that will require a use permit. So lots of things to process there, and then sort of along that line, we are asking the city council on Thursday to essentially approve a senior planner position. And, we had started a recruitment for an associate planner position before COVID, and then we pulled that back. And, but we think we have enough projects going forward that we're going to try to identify a more senior level position to help take on some of that and work with Susanna more. So hopefully we'll be able to bring someone on board to fill that role in the near future. And I think unless the commission has any questions, that's all I had to report on.
Thank you, Alan. Does anybody have any questions for Alan? Lisa?
The Starbucks update.
Yeah. So, that's been pretty hot and pretty cold, but we are ready to approve that final parcel map, hopefully any day. And there was a point in time where we thought they were going to completely switch gears and go with a completely different development at that site. But I believe the Starbucks is full go now. They are doing all the construction drawings for that project. And in fact, we've been able to generate so much. So you recall there's the Starbucks on the southern part of that, and then there's the second property to the north, which would be a separate parcel, and there's room for, I think, sort of two different retailers there, one which also included a drive-through. But we've been working with them a lot through our retail consultant, and they're actually looking for additional property in the city because we've been able to generate enough interest for them that they have too many tenants to locate with what they have. And so anyway, everything's going great there. It's probably going to result in several other development proposals in that sort of nearby area. But I think we're finally where we need to be. And I'm not sure what the construction timeline for the Starbucks would be yet, but expecting to see those building permits pretty soon.
Anyone else?
Thank you, Alan. I see lots of activity for the tribal health development also. That looks like it's quite active and going well.
Yeah, Ernesto was here today. He's the CEO of Tribal Health, and he said the project's going great, and they're looking at partnerships with the city to do some housing projects around and stuff. So everything really positive there.
Any other questions for Alan? Okay, are there any commissioner reports? Doesn't look like it. All right, I want to thank everybody for your patience with me. Melissa, I want to thank you so much for all of your help. Hopefully I get better at this.
You're
And,
already like a seasoned professional.
You
Kat.
did great.
that's only because
Melissa's a good coach.
So I don't know that we need a motion to adjourn. I believe we can just adjourn. All right. So if we have nothing else, I will go ahead and adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.